and they're outside a nuclear power station.
Hello and welcome to the 23rd PixelCast. It is the 6th of October. My name is Kai and I'm here with...
Me.
And that's about it. Oh wait, no, there is an Irish fellow in our call and his name is...
Hi, I'm Steven.
What's a great legal name? I'd love to put that on forms. Hi, I'm Steven. Would you like a job? Anyway, yeah, 20...
That would be pretty interesting putting on, like, you know, one of those name tags that you put on when you're trying to get to know people. Like, hi, I'm Steven.
Hi, my name is I am Steven. What's yours? And the name is literally just what's yours. Oh my god, best intro we've ever had. Alright, how is everyone?
I'll let Steven say first because he's new.
Oh, well, you've put me on the spot here a bit. I'm good, yeah. I just had I went out earlier on to shops.
Dun, dun, dun.
No, excited.
You see, for the first little bit of the podcast, because you were cackling, I completely forgot you had an Irish accent because you're Irish. I completely forgot.
As long as you don't do what Harry does very frequently, which is put on a mixture between an Italian and a accent.
I don't know what you mean, Stephen Bell. Hey, I'm Stephen Bell. I'm on the PixelCast call.
Do you know what? You don't really made me laugh though, and I'm sorry if this offends you, Stephen, but back when you were doing a Doctor Who documentary, and you were having like this totally not in context argument in an Irish accent when you were like, you know, oh my god, I can't believe I have to edit this and stuff like that, and it's not in sync. I'm like, I just ended it with Harry, you have an anger problem, and you went, no, I don't.
No,
I remember that.
I wasn't having an argument with myself. I don't know what you mean.
Oh, have I got my microphone on the wrong way around? No, I don't. It's right.
No, we can hear you just fine. But yeah, like, I wasn't completely pissed off that I wasn't getting the right clips from Stephen quick enough, and thus I couldn't finish my project quick.
I'm sorry, okay?
Well, Harry, weren't you one of the first people to finish the documentary, or were you one of the last people? I can't remember.
I don't think I was one of the first or the last. I think it was in the middle.
Yeah, but Thomas, one of the other people contributing, didn't contribute until the very last minute. Isn't that right?
It was... we had 2 weeks left at college, and it was on the first of those 2 weeks.
Forgive me if I'm wrong. Thomas is the one with the long hair who you gave a charger back to at the train station.
And it was the wrong charger, yes.
And
go on.
Yeah, I think because both Harry and I have met him, we can safely say he's a massive cock.
Yeah, but like, to be fair, you and I, Stephen, are a bit gay, so we're a little bit alright.
Like, I don't mean to discriminate, but please elaborate. Oh, that rhymed. I'm so glad I'm like a Dr. Seuss ripoff.
I was being sarcastic.
I know. I'm gonna say now. I imagine that if I probably won't, because I never actually get around to doing anything, but if I animate like you talking about this Thomas fellow, I just every syllable of the word, it zooms out to him just being a giant chicken. Oh my god, he is making a potion.
No, he does that when he's laughing. He goes from like a little laugh to just a full-on cackle.
It's very it's very amusing, and it's quite refreshing as well. So I mean, has anything interesting happening? Has anything interesting happened in people's lives? I've probably already asked that, but I want more juicy information because I am a justice sponge.
You're a justice sponge. What?
I need to know if anything bad has happened so I can wreak justice upon it.
Are you a hall monitor all of a sudden?
The hall monitor!
Get it, justice sponge.
Oh, okay.
I'm fun. But no, I got a job the other day.
Wait, my earphones. I need to wiggle that rod into the right hole.
Lovely.
You love wiggling a rod into the hole, don't you?
Oh yeah, every Friday night at 6 o'clock.
Why at 6 o'clock specifically?
That way I'm in full youth. Oh, my mum watches these. She's gonna be so disappointed in what her son has become.
What do you mean?
Hi guys, Mum.
Hi Nikki. Not like PixelBritz Nikki, but like other Nikki.
The Nikki
Mum
with 2Ks I'd ever see.
Yeah.
You were saying, Harry, you got a job.
Yeah, I got a job at Tesco back in Shell, and it's night staff. That's something. Like what really made me laugh is when I said earlier that Alan says he wants to come in and he wants to come into my shop and just put everything on my till, and the joke's on him because I'm not at a till.
See, for ages I thought that retail, all retail and stuff was like a rota, like a cinema is, where I mean everything clothes shops as well, where like they'll have you, and I love using this term, manning the racks. And then you go to like the till and like you're in storage, stuff like that. But I guess Tesco isn't like that. I guess they just assign one job, and for you, it's stacking shelves and doing inventory or something.
I mean, you worked Tesco before, didn't you, Stephen?
Yeah, I used to work in Tesco, and I actually, funnily enough, used to work stacking shelves on the night shift. So you're stepping into shoes in a way, and yeah, it's pretty good.
Are you saying that one day I will become Stephen Bell?
You'll undergo some kind of terrifying metamorphosis under the moonlight. Oh, I'm Irish.
What the hell? I'm Stephen Bell.
Oh god.
Oh god, me earphones.
Kai's a cretin.
Alright, I've come back in. All I heard was tin.
That's all you need to know.
It just put me in the body of Optimus Prime Transform 2 when, for some reason, albeit being on Cybertron the majority of his life, called Megatron a piece tin.
They have tin on them?
I don't know, because that's like the designation of the metal that we call it.
Well, like, I guess it kind of depends on what they eat as well, because like, do Transformers eat?
I don't know if it's said, but I mean, I don't know. All I know is that they have Energon.
Yeah, I know they have Energon, but like they don't like open tins of beans and stuff, and like.
I'm imagining like Optimus Prime being like in the middle of a battle or something with Megatron. And he's like, right, you know what? I've had enough of this. Right, this just ends the same way anyway. Like you find some kind of artifact, it probably kills you. How about we just go to Greg's, and Optimus is just kind of like in Greg's, well, a robot-sized Greg's anyway, and he asks for a sausage roll, and they give him a corned beef pasty because it's Greg's, and they have no idea what ears are. He sits nice and politely outside with Megatron having a pasty.
That should be how Transformers ends.
Well, it's just kind of like in the same kind of light as how Professor X and Magneto have their chess game.
Yeah, they temporarily just stop, battling for a while and just go to Greg's and have a pasty.
I imagine him just sat there like Days of Future Past style, being like, Optimus, we wasted all those years. Why didn't we just get an eclair? Goddamn cute.
You guys are going to hate me for what I'm about to say. We don't have Greg's in Ireland.
What?
What?
You have rip-off Nutella, but you don't have any Greg.
Ha! Yes, we don't have Greg. And I had no idea that Greg's even existed until the first time I went to the UK and somebody told me, oh, you have to get a Greg's pasty. I was like, what's a pasty?
Wait, what?
What's it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's like a pasty that has meat in it, Stephen. What?
Stephen.
Oh, this is highly amusing because I've only ever really talked to people in like America or like Japan, but I didn't think that Ireland had such different things.
All right, this is an incredibly fun game that we're going to temporarily play, right? Because I play it with
Is it called Does Stephen Know What This Is?
Yes.
Oh, this game. I remember this game.
I have a feeling that Stephen, you're very tired of this game and you wish Harry not to go along with it.
Hey, I immediately got sick of this game when Harry tried to convince me that you guys eat spotted dick and faggots.
Out of context, that does sound bad.
Okay.
Now, just for context, Harry, explain what both those things are.
Okay, spotted dick is a type of pudding.
I've never had it.
And faggots are just like meat. It's weird gravy like meat.
They have like pork things. I've never had spotted dick before, and Harry is gonna giggle at the fact that I actually said that word. But like, tee you said a naughty word, Kai. But yeah, like I've never had spotted dick. Kind of been there, and I've been like, that's a pudding thing. I think it might have raisins in it. I don't think I would have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continue. So yeah, the game we're gonna play is I'm gonna name 10 like stereotypically English foods.
Okay.
And like if Stephen gets more than 5 of them, then he wins the game.
Can we do the same with British saying, like afterwards in like round 2?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay. First up, Stephen.
Yes.
Bedfordshire clanger.
The hell is that?
Never heard. Hang on. I might have heard of this. Isn't that what the robots in the Dalek Invasion of Earth are called?
Wait, Harry, what did you say? All I heard was clangers, and I immediately thought it was those mouse things.
That was the reference. No, it's not the mouse. It's not the mice who live on the moon. No.
Wait, what were they? Federation.
No, Bedfordshire clangers. The Federation clangers are from Black Sabbath.
Yay! I didn't even have to say it this time.
Oh yeah, Stephen adores Black Sabbath. But yeah, no, they are. The description on Wikipedia says suet crust dumpling with a savoury filling one end, sweet filling the other. The savoury filling is usually meat with diced potatoes and vegetables. The sweet filling can be jam, cooked apple, or other fruit.
That is not a dumpling. That looks like a sausage roll.
So
that sounds more like a description of the act of making love, to be honest.
Wait, Harry, just reiterate the Wikipedia article, but in a sensual voice.
Stumplessy filling one end, sweet filling the other. Savoury filling is usually meat with diced potatoes.
I don't like this anymore. M&S.
Jam, cooked apple.
You know what I always used to remember? And they're embedded in my brain with nostalgia, is the M&S adverts featuring any kind of syrup or custard, because they were always way too sexual.
Incredibly sexual.
Are you familiar with what M&S is, Steve?
I know of it.
Like Marks and Spencer's. I always used to think they were a clothes shop.
Yeah, so did I.
Actually, we have Spencer's over here, but they actually are a clothes shop.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but
yeah.
Number 2 is game pie.
What pie?
Game pie.
not gay pie.
No.
Hey, at this rate, frankly, I wouldn't be surprised.
Do you know what game pie is?
I'm trying to think of something terribly witty to say, but I can't.
I've had
pie,
but I've only had it once.
Okay, game pie is a form of meat pie featuring game. The dish
dates from Roman times.
The dish dates from Roman times when the main ingredients were wild birds and animals such as partridge, pheasant, deer, and hare.
Now, I've had a game pie with a rabbit in it, homemade.
Oh, lovely.
It wasn't nice, and I do not condone the saying pretty much every meat tastes like chicken, because rabbit is revolting.
All right, third one, rag pudding.
What? Pudding?
No, rag pudding.
What? Rang pudding?
Rag, rag.
Oh, rag pudding.
Yes.
I've had this in they served this in primary school.
But no, don't tell him. Stephen, have you heard of it?
I've not only never heard of it, but I don't know what it is, which is kind of the same thing when I think
exactly
about
the same thing. Okay, rag pudding is minced meat with onions and a suet pastry, which is then boiled or steamed.
Ooh, lovely.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, delish.
So that's 3 notes. Right. Fourth is stargazy pie.
Why are most of these things that you're supposed to be testing him on things that I don't even know?
These are English foods.
Wait, what was that? Stag something.
Stargazy pie.
It sounds like it should have glitter in it.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like somebody got really pissed off with an astronomer one night and just slammed a pie in his head, in his face.
Oh, so you haven't heard of it?
No, I've never heard of it.
Okay.
Which seems to be par for the course at the moment, but however.
Stargazy pie, sometimes called starry gazy pie or other variants, is a Cornish dish made of baked pilchards or sardine, along with eggs and potatoes covered with a pastry crust.
Now, I'm going to tell you a story here. Because I was an avid Bob the Builder fan when I was younger, when somebody came up and said, I have a pilchard pie, I legit went up to them and said, why are you putting your cat in a pie? And they looked at me and went, kid, you're going nowhere.
Okay. Have you, Stephen Bell, heard of Knickerbocker Glory?
Yes, I've heard of Knickerbocker Glory.
Yay! What is it, Stephen?
It's another description of the act of making love, isn't it?
Have you actually heard of Bocker Glory?
Yes, I actually have. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe it's ice cream in like a glass of Coke or something.
I'll accept that. It says ice cream sundae in a tall glass of nuts, fruits, meringue, and chocolate sauce, served with whipped cream and a glazed cherry.
Yeah, I knew it was an ice cream something.
I think
I know
the Coke thing. I think you're on about a Coke float. If you ever had one
Yeah,
of those, I love them.
Yeah,
it's what we base Alan's smoothie off. Those are the base ingredients. It's like ice cream and some kind of Coke. Not the drug, of course, but we could drug him if we like. I mean, we're gonna kill him anyway.
All right. What's this one? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? All right, it's number 6. So, Queen of Puddings.
What?
I mean, I for one have no strong opinions on the monarchy either way, but that's a bit rude, isn't it?
Wait, what did he say? Coin of pudding?
No,
Queen of Pudding.
Of pudding.
Say, cake you put money in, it's pretty much just the queen anyway.
So you haven't heard of it?
No, I haven't heard of it.
Okay, Queen of Puddings is a traditional British a traditional British...
People trek it for miles on a camel. With nothing but water and some meat.
Dessert consisting of a baked bread from thickened mixture spread with jam and topped with meringue. Similar recipes are called Monmouth pudding and Manchester pudding.
Mondas pudding?
Not Mondas pudding, no. The Cybermen don't live on it.
Okay. You know what it looks like, Harry, from a picture, and I'll put up the picture if I even remember. It kind of looked like a sweet version of like a shepherd's pie. You know how like
a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, at the top of it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Number 7, Steve.
Yeah.
Lardy cake.
The hell is a lardy?
Lardy cake.
Lardy, then lardy da.
Yeah. Lard.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Oh, you like that?
Huh?
Lardy cake.
Yeah, lardy cake. Also, have you heard of it though?
No, I've not heard of it.
That's. I'm sorry. That's a loss of a point.
So what? So I'm losing points now.
Is there any way
Yeah,
for him to win at this point?
You've only. Yeah. You. Well, no. But I'm going to continue playing until number 10, which is funny.
You're not going to win, but we're going to patronise you anyway.
Right, he's only got
every
one
game
yes
show
so-
ever.
He's only got one right answer so far.
I mean, I could always lie and say I've heard of them. That would be
If
fine.
you do that, I'll kill you.
Yeah, you'll disintegrate on the spot.
Okay, have you, Stephen Bell,
It is indeed my name.
heard of
Get on with it, you moron.
Have you heard of
Plowman's
Plowman's Lunch?
Ooh,
Yeah, I have heard of it, and in fact, if you listen, I said it before you did.
What?
So I think I deserve 2 points for that.
What is it?
Thank-
What is it?
It's give me a second.
No. I'm not letting you look it up, Steve.
It's a good-sized chunk of French bread, accompanying chunks of cheese or pate, relish, and lettuce/tomato slices. You put it together any way you want. Very filling at the cost of less than £1.50. Usually a good deal at a pub.
You looked that up, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Plowman's Lunch?
Yes, that is indeed a Plowman's lunch.
You looked that up, Steve. I'm giving you
No,
2 for that.
No, I I didn't look it up.
It
I
did sound very corporate in the way that you said
It
it.
sounded incredibly corporate. I'm giving you 2 notes.
I have a very, very weird memory when it comes to specific things.
Oh.
And I have a lovely travel book on my shelf called Doctor Who Travels Without the TARDIS that has a description of a ploughman's lunch in it, and that's the description that I would memorize off by heart.
All right, fair enough. Okay, I'll give you a yes.
Bangers and
But I mean,
mash just sounds like a porn.
While I'm on the subject, I'll take it off my shelf. Do you want me to read a hilarious description to you guys?
Go ahead.
It's basically a travel book with weird Doctor Who references in it. I'm trying to find it. Here we go. Tandoori. This is the description of tandoori, right? Indian, not as in American red, although the sauce is that color. Cooking, done in a clay oven with a vaguely barbecued flavor.
Why is this on a wiki thingy?
It's not in
It's
the
not
book.
a book. This is a book that was published in 1984
But
for
like, why is it documented?
because for American Doctor Who fans who have nothing better to do with their time than to find ridiculous books. Which next time I come over to the UK, I'm bringing that with me because it has such hilarious insight as a way of describing British currency, which makes no sense because you have stupid currency.
Of course it makes no.
perfect sense.
Of course it makes no sense. We don't have cents. We have pennies and pence and pounds.
Boo!
But
Boo!
I get you go, and then you realise I can't afford a symbol because I'm being renovated.
Okay.
We'll go ahead.
Yay!
Steve.
Yeah.
Steve Bell.
That is indeed my name. Yeah.
Stephen Bell from Old Ireland.
Yeah. Sorry.
Say
Cobbler.
words.
What?
Cobbler.
Cobbler.
Yes.
Oh, I have heard of this. It's like a type of pastry, isn't it? Like a peach cobbler or an apple cobbler.
It's fruit or savoury filling covered with a scone mix. I'm not posh. Sorry, a scone mixture and
There we
bacon.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah, I knew that one. So I have 3 points at the moment.
I'll give you a half yes on that.
Oh, sorry.
You see, you know what's confusing me at the moment? I googled cobbler, but it's giving me a shoe repair shop.
Oh yeah, I should have said that, shouldn't I? Damn! I should have said shoe shop.
But no. In all seriousness, I'll give you a yes. I'm not that cruel. Okay, final one. Steve. Ready?
Yeah.
Black pudding.
I don't like the way you said black there.
Black pudding. Do you mean blood pudding by any chance?
Give me a second.
You know the actual English name for it.
Hold on. Wait.
Because you know one of the key ingredients is pig's blood.
Yeah, blood sausage. I know that. Yes. Okay.
Give me
yeah.
the 10 points already.
Yeah, you're right. You have the point.
I earned 2 for knowing that more than you did.
I say Stephen wins.
Just for that, I'm giving you a quarter point.
Oh.
So,
Wait, so what's he on?
and I'm returning your half yes too. So he's on
He has 2.
1.5. 1 and 3/4.
Yay!
Stephen wins. Well,
Technically-
he's near 1, and 1 is first on the podium. Stephen wins.
Technically,
Yeah.
oh wait, no, I miscounted. 2 and 3/4.
Yay! I did better than I did before. Yay!
Though technically he has 4. He was not 9.
The best victory an Irishman has ever had over the English in the history of history.
I don't think so. I think you're a big fucking spike beat.
All right, I know one. We should have Stephen give us Irish things that we might not know.
Give me a second though, because I want Stephen to tell everybody about the big fat spike.
Oh joy! Oh joy! Oh joy! Basically, about 150 years ago, the British weren't very nice to the Irish.
Oh
Let's
no.
just politically and say that. And you guys thought it would be very clever if you basically tried to rebuild London in Dublin. So you built Nelson's Column in Dublin. And
Wait, let me Google this.
a lot of us got very unhappy with you, and we basically said, no, tear down the column. It is not very nice. And I'm putting this very, very mildly, by the way. I mean, I could talk about the genocide of millions, basically the equivalent of. No, I'm not gonna throw any words around because
Keep it
it's
family friendly.
Yeah, this, as we know from previous things, this is a family-friendly podcast. Damn it. Wait, what was it called? The something column.
Nelson's column. You know, like the one that's in London with the lions and Nelson on top.
What was it officially called in Dublin?
It was officially called Nelson's column. Yes.
Oh, right. It was just made the same statue.
Yeah, it was literally
Horatio.
I think it was smaller, but that was it. And I don't think it had lines around it, but it was basically the same. And it got, I can't remember if it was torn down or it was just blown up, but it got destroyed. And in the year 2000, in the space year 2000, we thought, what are we going to do to celebrate the millennium? You guys are building a giant Ferris wheel for some reason. And, well, we thought, what's better than a giant Ferris wheel? I know, a giant bike. Giant bike. I can't remember exactly how high. I think it's like 50-something meters high. I can't remember.
I love how we come to Ireland. We're like, oh, we're gonna build New London. We just build one tiny spike. It's the equivalent of like going up to someone and them saying, "Can you sign me?" or something, and you just writing the first letter and just leaving.
No. We didn't build bike high. It was
we built the spike after we got rid of you guys.
Was it a form of retaliation? So for some reason, I'm imagining like your version of a Ferris wheel is a giant spike, so you ride on a giant. Oh, that doesn't sound right.
But believe me, Kai, when I say this is a giant feckin' spike, I mean it is a giant feckin' spike. When I first told Harry about this, he thought it was a piddling little thing, only about 10 foot high. But no, I sent him a picture of the giant feckin' spike, and
I'm gonna try. 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. So it's about the size of about 13 buses, double-decker ones at that. That's a big spike.
It is massive. Like it is, you can see it for miles around.
Does it need to be there?
Of course it does. Of course it does. How could you even? I am offended by such a racist remark. Does it need to be? Of course it needs to be there.
Can we make
that you the giant Ferris wheel?
I don't even know why that's there, to be honest. But like, I imagine come to a thing where like it's kind of a la Idiot Abroad, where you just send me around places and I look up at like monuments and go, why is that there? It doesn't need to be there. Pyramids are just triangles.
Oh god, but like it's really funny, like how. You guys just thought, what do we replace by? I don't know, like a big spike just going by.
There was a whole committee. There was a whole committee to work out what we were going to do, and that was what we decided.
Collective. You're all in like a room or something, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna build a big intricate design." One guy's just like, "Build a pole."
It's wait, whoa! It's not a pole. It's a spike. This has to be made very clear. They're two entirely different things. That's like saying that a man from Fermanagh is the same as a man from Monaghan.
What was? Aye.
Alright, it's like saying that a man from Yorkshire is the same as a man from Manchester.
Sorry guys, I had to go somewhere. What did I miss?
We're comparing or seeing whether there's a difference between the Yorkshire person and a Manchester person. I don't really pay attention to people's whereabouts and their accent, but as a nice little segue, Harry's accent changes on the fly, and I find it really, really, really amazing.
So do I. He's shown me his up north accent. And
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, like you'll refer to a podcast. I call it a podcast. So you'll refer to it as a podcast, but then sometimes you'll refer to it as a podcast. Yeah, same with grass and bath and bar.
I never say bar apart from then. I say bath usually.
It just reminds me of like I remember having a teacher in primary school. Obviously, you know, useless fact we obviously did. But when you go through first experiences and learning new things, obviously it's just there. Like this woman came in and she starts going, "Everybody get your books out. We're gonna go cooking." I'm like, what are these mystery words? What realm do they come from?
Oh, well, hold on. Steve isn't a woman.
Huh? That's the thing, though. Like, the person.
Steve, our teacher.
The teacher wasn't Irish, though. Unless she
you missed
was.
the point of what I was saying entirely.
I know.
Yeah, I know people who say cook. They don't say cook. They don't say cooking. They just say cooker.
Cooker?
Yeah, cooker. You put it on the cooker. You know, the cooker.
A cuckoo clock.
A cooker. We have so many names that you guys would just pass over your heads entirely.
This is the thing though. I would not even bother defending that because I know it would go over my head. So please, pop us over some phrases, and we'll do it. We'll pop some phrases back.
So say you wanted to borrow something from the next door neighbor.
You borrow it.
Yeah, you borrow it.
We just say borrow.
Borrow.
Yeah.
Down
Our end.
yeah. I don't know what Kai says. Like, I think it's only my family who does it or stuff. But like, we call a remote control a doofer.
Doofer. Yeah, we say
doofer.
doofer as well.
Right. Let's go through different names for remote control. So
Clicker.
in our house, well, I just call it the remote. But in our house, it's had a history. Okay, it's been called the clicker, the box, the doodle bop, and the Twizzler. I don't know why.
No, it's always been the doofer in our house for some
It sounds
reason.
like agree with me here. It sounds like the name of a cushion.
It does look a bit. It's
Like it has a softness to it.
Is doofer an Irish phrase?
Yeah, we don't. Doofer isn't specific to the remote control over here. We just say doofer to mean object. So like, pass me that doofer over here. Or
Like, is it an Irish thing?
I think so. Yeah.
Because like I do have Irish roots in my family. So that's probably where it comes from.
Yeah, I'd say so. Like, I think
co-
because I try to distance myself from most Irish people who speak with a very thick. Because I come from Dublin, and a lot of people from Dublin speak in a very thick accent. Hang on, let me see if I can do it. They speak in an accent that sounds a lot like this. Oh yeah, we're gonna go out to the bar later on. Oh yeah, except that was Churchill's ad.
Like the little bobblehead dog Churchill. Oh
Yeah,
yes.
Why is he an Irish church? Why are they Irish church? Is everyone in Ireland just a bobbleheaded dog?
No, we hate Churchill.
Why?
Is he the one who built the big spike thing?
No, you completely misunderstood. Basically, not to put too fine a point on it, but Churchill is the Irish equivalent of Hitler.
Oh.
Hey, you leave Churchill the dog alone. He does
Oh,
nothing.
no, Churchill,
but just won't sell you insurance.
Churchill's a delightful character who has
What has Churchill done
entertained.
to you?
He's given me promises of car insurance that I can never fulfill. Okay.
That damn dog.
I mean, why do you guys have ferret advertising car insurance?
Ferret?
Really?
No, okay. Oh, no, it's not ferret. It's meerkat.
Oh,
I don't understand that either.
Compare the market. We've had that for years.
Yeah, they've been there for years, and somebody once got me I forget what his name is, but the main meerkat in those ads released a book. They released a book for him, which is a biography, an autobiography. Somebody gave me one Christmas in like 2012.
The thing is, I feel old because I remember what the jingle was before the meerkat thing. Like, it's like comparethemarket.com.
Yeah, it was. Listen mine. Comparethemarket.com.
It's like, do you remember that he has made a comeback now? And I don't know if Stephen will be well versed in this, but do you remember the the Go Compare guy with the mustache?
Yeah.
I remember, yeah, they did. They had this really kind of depressing moment in TV history where like they tried to like suppress him and stop him from singing.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the Go Compare man so much.
Yeah, I know. People hate him. I love the Go Pair guy.
It came up. I ended up googling Stardust as in the film. I've just realised now that Charlie Cox is in that.
Is he?
It's weird seeing him there because I obviously know him from Daredevil. It's weird seeing him as a blind vigilante and going back to some Prince guy who found a star.
Yeah. Do you know do you know that Alexander the Meerkat has an autobiography?
I said that.
Did you?
Yes, I
didn't hear you, man.
Oh god, he's going. Stephen has boarded his glider and is going to tell his son he's a disappointment now.
I'm very disappointed with Harry
I'm
for
sorry.
not
Steve.
listening to me.
Misery. That's what you've
That's what they thought. I offered you friendship and you spat in my face.
I used to own the Alexander the Meerkat autobiography, Harry.
So did I. I can't find mine.
Neither could I, actually.
I didn't have such a relic. Talk about films and that before we forget.
Sure. What films do you want to talk about?
Okay, so I'm not sure if I talked about this in the last one. I don't think I did because it was on the bottom of my list. But they're making another Tomb Raider movie.
Yeah, I'm not so keen on that.
Like, apparently it's going to be based on the newer games from, like, 2013. I've played them, but they just don't feel like Tomb Raider. Now, if in this new film they don't have a scene where you lure an old man into a giant fridge, I'm not watching. Because if you're a Tomb Raider fan, you'll know exactly what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Tomb Raider 3. But, yeah, is it a continuation or a reboot? Is it Angelina Jolie still? No. Okay, who's playing her now?
I've not done my research.
I'm afraid I'm not a Tomb Raider fan, so I can't contribute much into this conversation.
We'll keep it brief. But
Who?
She's Swedish. Alicia Amanda Vikander.
Who?
She's Swedish. Yeah, someone British. I don't sound like.
Well, surely it's not an American character.
Huh? Is she a British character though?
I don't know. I
British.
thought she was
Lara
American.
Croft is British. What are you on about?
Yeah, remember what I said a few seconds ago about I'm not really a big Tomb Raider fan?
Everybody knows that Lara Croft is British.
I thought she was American because she had massive tits.
That's British people can have good tit too.
Can that be the title of this
Why
podcast,
are you being
please?
so goddamn racist?
Harry, I've seen yours, and you're totally right.
I have tiny tits. I don't know what you're on about. I'm really flat chested.
Can that be the title of the podcast, please? Clap 5 times so it... yeah, right. I don't know if I've said before, but I don't think video games are because video games have the kind of time pathway system that allows like watching a film based off a game. You're just like, oh well, this has been told for. There's no point. I'll go play the game instead.
Isn't it gonna? Oh, sorry, go on, Stephen.
No. You go ahead, Harry.
No, because mine will change the subject. You weren't related.
This happens all the time, by the way, Kai, when Harry and I are talking. Okay. I was just going to say, with a game, watching a movie and playing a game are two entirely separate experiences. And I think unless the game has a really, really, really good story that you can like properly make into a movie, like something like, I don't know if either of you have seen the Super Mario Brothers movie.
We don't talk about it. With those stupid dancing. Sir, the Goombas are dancing again. God damn it.
Just the fact that everything is so hyper realistic.
Oh god, the fact that they how tiny the bob-ombs are. And the fact it takes like it takes like 20 minutes of movie time for the bob-omb to get anywhere.
That's so serious.
Like I love how they made Bowser, or Koopa as you call him in that, which is his real name, I guess. They made him turn into a T-Rex, but they made that all realistic and stuff in your Mario and that. They are very, very wholeheartedly plumbers. But then they've just got like a tiny little wind-up bomb with a face. Where does the realism end?
Mario Brothers movie.
I think you'll find it's the Super Mario Brothers movie, as in the only one that will ever happen.
Okay.
Should Mario speak?
No. No. Mario should be. You know who shouldn't?
Who?
Is it Sonic? Link.
No, always needs to speak. How else is Sonic going to talk to his best friend, Big the Cat?
Oh, excellent segue.
Isn't there going to be actually, before you go on that, isn't there going to be a Sergei the Hedgehog movie soon?
There is, yeah.
Is that next year?
Apparently, but nobody's heard anything from it, so it's probably going to either go into the bin or will get made in 2020. Now,
anyway,
how?
I don't know. Stephen wants to talk about Big the Cat, doesn't he?
Yes, the best.
Yes, I do. Yes, I certainly do.
He's the only person in the world like Big Cat.
No. I'm not the only person in the world who likes Big the Cat. I'm the only person in the world who loves Big the Cat.
I'm going to look up Big the Cat fan.
Please, no.
His
Froggy,
beloved.
what are you doing?
The first 3 things that pop up. No, the first 4 things pop up are his beloved Froggy, Blaze's affair, Big and Froggy's birthday bonanza, and then there's just a picture of a really muscular Big. With tagline, who dat, IGGY.
Oh god. What do you like about Big Dan?
Watch out, Harry.
Yeah.
I mean,
I help.
Okay, I'm gonna calm down a bit.
Get ready,
Sorry.
Harry, to yell, I hate the thing, as he throws pumpkin bombs at you.
I just, in a game as serious as Sonic Adventure 1, to a certain extent, Sonic Adventure 2, despite the unintentional hilarity of most of it, it's a very serious game of world construction. And
Adventure 1 is chaos.
yes, and Big the Cat is the much-needed comic relief. He, by far, not only breaks up the action, so you've played a lot of action stages, and then you can just relax with a bit of fishing. Not only
It's not relaxing.
it's very relaxing. Shut up, Harry. We don't.
It really is. I haven't played the game, but I know it's frustrating seeing Aaron have some kind of aneurysm.
Well, I find it very relaxing, personally. And I think, and honestly, I don't know how either of you can hate Big the Cat. Have you seen the Big the Cat boss fight?
All I remember him from either Mario and Sonic the Olympic game or Sonic Heroes from the PS2.
Oh, well then, Kai, let me tell you about the Big the Cat boss fight, right? Picture the scene. We're on the egg carrier. Eggman has captured 6 Chaos Emeralds, even though he only holds the 2, and he exclaims, "Look, I have 6 Chaos Emeralds," but that's beside the point.
I forget, how many is there?
7.
So now Chaos has become practically a god of destruction, capable of wiping out the whole planet Earth, possibly the universe. The embodiment of pure evil, but Sonic hasn't turned up yet. Oh no! And Froggy has been hypnotized by Chaos.
Oh no.
And then Froggy spits Chaos Emerald, and Chaos becomes even more powerful. Oh no! And then Froggy, in a heroic act of sacrifice, jumps into Chaos to try and stop the beast that he himself has accidentally brought into being. And Big doesn't want to lose his friends, so Big casts his rod of heroes into the universe-destroying beast, and he rescues his faithful friend Froggy. And then that's it, it's over in 10 seconds. It's a 10-second boss fight.
Now,
Cast your lie to chaos, catch Froggy, and then it's over. But that was exactly the kind of adventure needed.
That is the push that we wanted. Now here's the question though.
That was beautiful, Steve.
Can we make
Yeah.
Big the Cat Logan edition?
How did it go?
Like he has to look after Froggy, who's now old and grey.
Froggy, the world isn't what it once was.
Froggy, where are you?
Now here's the question though: is Chaos as superiorly edgy as Infinite from Sonic Forces, complete with his intro with harsh rock metal and maybe some Evanescence music? With black and white filter.
Is there really some Evanescence used in it?
Partly. Well, it was used as inspiration. But in the intro to Infinite, it quite literally just it's the same caliber as someone's kind of fan fiction edit. They've put like some really edgy music over it with like a black and white filter. I'm not kidding.
Why did Sonic games suddenly decide to be edgy?
I don't know. Like because at that point in time, obviously the self-loathing emo craze was at an all-time high. So it was just like, how do we appeal to this fan base? I know, we'll make him this edgy, self-hating amnesiac who doesn't know where he is. He's just like, where am I? Who are you? Who am I? What do I do? What am I doing here? Who are you?
That's literally just his character arc. And then for some reason, someone from Alice in Wonderland comes along.
What? Oh yeah, Maria. He talks a lot about bloody Maria, doesn't he?
Does he talk about Maria as much Sonic want to forget about the princess in Sonic 06?
We don't talk about Sonic 06.
I love how
It's a game.
I love how in LEGO Dimension, in LEGO Dimension, Sonic's reaction to Princess Bubblegum in that is, "Hey, I know a princess." Oh wait, no, I need to get about that. I need to wash my eyes out.
No good. Yeah, that's no good.
You know what?
If you see someone trying to have sex with a hedgehog, that's no good.
One of my favourite moments in a Sonic game, so you know how in like old games the voice acting slightly overlap? Harry, I think you know exactly what I want about. Is in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle where Shadow's like, I think you are the fake hedgehog, or it's like, I'll make you eat
You're
those
not
words.
even good enough to be my. I'll make you eat those words.
Yeah, it's just halfway through his sentence, I'd say something. I remember playing, I think it was the first where it read your PlayStation card, like this mysterious guy in a box, and it was like, oh, I see you're playing Crash Bandicoot, and I'm like, whoa, I'm a kid and I don't know how this works. But like,
yeah, they have GameCube as well, where it would have things like, oh, I see you've been playing Super Smash Bros. Melee. So why are you no good at fighting them?
Yeah, like I love my favorite moment though during playing that was just random moments where, and it's happened in Spider-Man 2 late as well when I remember replaying it, where it'll just go, I see playing this game. The voice acting in the games like that, like one thing that popped up, and I think I've shown Harry this before, which makes no sense either way you put it. I remember playing Spider-Man 2 on the PS2, the only good version. Well, apart from the GameCube version, same thing anyway. I remember playing it, and I collected a balloon for a kid, and the mum goes, "Say thank you," and the kid, right? I don't know if it's the kid or the mum. Either way, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't make any sense. Somebody in a very, very gruff man voice goes, "Hey, it's me, your kid." Now try and process that for a second. No matter who says it, it doesn't make sense.
I don't recall that.
No matter how many times, or no matter who says that, it doesn't make sense. If the mum says it, why is she telling you that she's your kid in a man voice, like a very, 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 very gruff man voice? Why would the kid be saying it in a grown-up man voice? Why would Spider-Man be saying that? I don't get it.
It's obviously the voice of God.
So I'm gonna try and find the video. Also, my game cut out one time playing Spider-Man where I went the guy, "Hey, you should totally come into my game shop. You come here and play some bomb. It just went on forever. Along with the fact that you know how Peter sounds really tired in that game.
Yeah, he's constantly talking that all the time.
Right, you know the line where he says, "Whoa, I don't think I could eat any cake anymore." Like that, you know, I think I won't fit in my suit anymore. Partway through, and there is no escaping it because you can't run away because you are Spider-Man. I know where he just goes, "Whoa, I can't have any cake." He does that for a solid 5 minutes until he reaches Doc Connors and goes, "Oh no, Dr. Connors' class."
It just sounds apathetic. He's tired. He's been swinging around all day. Stephen, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Alright, I found the hate me a kid thing. Pop it in on the podcast as well.
Try to hang on to it.
Say thank you.
Hey, it's me, your kid.
Yeah, really weird, isn't it?
No, I don't understand who is saying it. why it's being said.
Maybe it's a disembodied voice.
Yeah, but like, why?
Why not?
Hey, it's me, your kid. God is saying that. Spider-Man must feel very humbled. Like, oh my God, I'm the father of God. Most people ask, who created God? Me.
Anyway, have any of you got any more topics to talk about?
I was gonna talk about Pacific Rim 2, but I'm not really bothered anymore.
Why?
Because it's just big robot fighting another big robot.
Why then need a Pacific Rim 2? Pacific Rim 1 ended fine.
In fact, yeah, we'll get on to talk about it. Okay, has everyone seen Pacific Rim?
No.
In all honesty,
No.
it's literally just big robot, big monsters, smashy. It's basically Man of Steel, but with robots.
Shut up!
Oh.
Man, it's bad. Pacific Rim's good.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is like, Pacific Rim is the good type of smashy.
All right, yeah. Well, you're getting exactly what you're going in for. I went in thinking it's going to be anime-inspired violence from robot to like massive thing. I got exactly what I came in for.
In the trailer for Pacific Rim 2, it goes full on anime mode because there is giant robots with chainsaws.
Oh God.
And a giant robot with a sniper rifle and a whip.
A giant robot having a sniper rifle doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Like, what's it looking through?
I don't know, because the pilots, even if you're not well versed in it, the pilot in the thing are kind of neuro-linked in, and you have to have two of them. Having one pilot gives them like a nosebleed.
I think, yeah.
But like, if it looked through a sniper rifle, what's the point? They're just going to be
think
holding it up to the eye, being like, it's really big, I can't see it.
I think my favourite thing about the original Pacific Rim is, as well as a lot of other movies, is like you can tell very clearly that within the context of this universe, the Japanese came up with the way to fight these monsters.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like the Americans just like, shall we nuke them? And then like the Japanese just like, no, we have to fight.
2014 Godzilla film where the American guy was like, we got some nukes ready to go, and like the Japanese guy's like, let them fight. It's like, wild, turn on the city, let them fight. I'm like, right?
I fucking love the Japanese movies. Like, they're just these weird sociopathic onlookers who just love watching massive things fight.
Yeah, but that's because for them it happens every other Tuesday.
Oh, God, you know that reminds me of. Do you remember
Tokyo.
Harry? Oh,
Well, go on, who?
Who was talking while I was? Even?
No, I was just saying something random, but no, you two go ahead.
Do you remember a film that you showed me, Harry, where the CG was great, but then it just switched to people in suits? It looked like Ultraman fighting somebody else. What was that film called, Harry? Do you remember?
Big Man Japan.
It had like decent CGI throughout the whole film, but like the last climactic battle is just people in suits.
Okay, right, no. It had decent CGI to begin with, and then slowly but surely the CGI becomes less and less of quality. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like literal nowhere, these bunch of gigantic superheroes come, and like there's this like Red Devil figure who throughout the entire film has been like incredibly a threatening kind of force that Big Man Japan can't fight.
Is Big Man Japan the giant?
Big Man Japan is like the Japanese guy who looks like he's a big man.
Okay.
But like essentially, right, this red guy who's actually been doing some threatening thing is reduced in the final act film to just like this poorly dressed live acting thing on a miniature set that's just being beaten up by these four giant like weird things and their baby out of nowhere. It gets stripped off and just like kicked to death. It gets a baby kicked in it, and then like Big Man Japan gets forced to fly off with them.
The big fear of people like this style. So, what are you laughing at most?
You killed me. That killed me.
Why?
I'm officially dead.
I love the look though of the orange peel person. It's like, well, this is my life. This is what I live for.
It looks like somebody's planting yogurt on top of a flower, and it's just up down.
Yeah, but
what are you looking at?
look at Big. He's looking at the Big Man Japan peel fella.
Oh, is that the one you just sent me?
Yeah.
After this podcast, I'm gonna watch Big Man Japan clips.
Mm.
We're doing nothing but that tonight.
Oh God. Anyway, other than that, would you like to? Should we get onto the final stretch of the podcast, which is Kai's diary entries?
Yes, there's 4 entries, I believe, no?
Yeah, I sent you 4 of them, and this time, Harry, did them in chronological order for you.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Right.
I'll do
makes
an awkward wink where I eventually get something stuck in my eye.
Okay.
My throat still hurts from laughing at Big Man Japan, by the way.
You'll never stop once you watch it.
Oh God, it's so good.
Is it by any chance the
Starts-
19th,
yeah.
the 23rd, the 30th, and the 30th again?
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Okay. The 19th of September, 2017. Woke up this morning on the opposite end of my bed, somehow with my pajama bottoms wrapped around my head. It made me feel like a snake going through its shedding phase, only much larger and much more stupid.
No, I love how that first part of it, I didn't even realise when I wrote it, it sounded like some kind of Dr. Seuss book.
Yeah, just a little bit. Woke up this morning on the opposite end of my bed. Somehow, with my pajama bottom wrapped around my head.
Oh god, yeah, that was a moment. My first thought was, what have I been drinking?
Well, it wouldn't have any effect on you whatsoever. You don't get drunk. Well, I'm curious to what you mean. Hold on, wait. How do they get around your head?
I have
what
no
were you doing?
idea. Again, I feel that I guess in the traversal of going from one end of my bed to the other, I must have somehow gone inside my pajama bottoms. I don't know how. It sounds as complex as trying to take underwear off outside, while having trousers on.
Do you have sleep fits, Kai?
No.
Ah.
I won't be surprised if I did. Anyway.
No, the next entry was on the 23rd of September,
One sec.
2017.
Anyway, go on.
Watched Kingsman 2 today and had trouble opening my Pepsi nonchalantly. So I did some quick thinking. 20th Century Fox theme played, so I opened it in sync with the last beat of the intro. Some people looked at me and gave me a little applause.
That was so satisfying.
To be honest, I would have given you an applause that.
It's like da 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 da. It fits so well. Like literally 3 people popped out from in front of me, like pigeons looking at bread, and were like, "Ah, yes." Anyway.
When I was in the cinema, I did a thing and it sank up with the music, and everybody loved.
Thing is, that was like a moment of happiness. I was like, "Ooh, yeah." Yeah.
Oh, that's lucky.
Anyway.
You sounded quite cute there.
All right.
To be honest.
Go on.
30th of September, 2017. Got approached by a family at their... You're allowed to pitch in, by the way, Stephen. You don't have to on the same time.
Could you be closer to your mic a bit there, Harry? You sounded quite quiet.
Sorry. Stephen, you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Oh, good. Got approached by a family at the convention. That's the one you went to with...
Yeah.
With
I went with Callum to the Bridling Comic Con, yeah.
Okay. Their kids thought I was dressed as Spider-Man. As they were only young, I thought that telling them I wasn't their favourite hero would render them paralysed. A child does when you tell them What do you mean paralysed?
You're not telling them that Santa is real. Come on.
Yeah, but it's just like that. There was a little kid, and obviously I can't hear that well in the mask. And they tried to they're asking me for a high five at first. Completely ignored them because I took one step, and then I realised.
Why are they going to a convention dressed up?
What?
They're going to a convention dressed up. I think they know what a costume.
Yeah, but they were like 3, right? They thought I was Spider-Man, and I'm thinking I can't disappoint them and just go, "Hey kid, right? I ain't Spider-Man, pal. Go away."
Just take him aside, push him against the wall, and just say, "Hey kid, I'm not Spider-Man."
Yeah, I mean, have you ever told a kid that Santa doesn't exist?
I have.
Oh, I really shouldn't have said that out loud.
No, I'm not heartless.
Exactly, because it will paralyse them, much like what I almost did. But I didn't. I had some nice pictures of some families, and felt a bit weird because I was doing the satanic rock symbol while doing it.
I just want to know, because Stephen said he has told a kid. Like, do you have no heart?
Did you enjoy every second of that, you sick
Why
fool?
did you ruin Christmas?
I didn't ruin Christmas. I was merely telling them that
You're merely prolonging the inevitable.
How the Stephen Bell stole Christmas.
I'm not going.
Mr. Bell, you are going straight to hell.
So, go on. Anyway, sorry, tell me.
Who, me?
Yeah,
Yes, you.
About you being heartless.
Oh, yeah. Well, basically, we're going into too many specifics. Let's just say Christmas isn't the best time of year for me. For a long time, ever since I was a kid, it's not been the best time
Is
for
it
me.
because the British give you giant spikes?
Sorry?
Is it because the British will give you giant spikes for Christmas?
No, you keep fundamentally misunderstanding the giant fight. That wasn't your gift to us. That was out as a giant middle finger to you guys.
No, we'd be throwing Nelson's columns at them, mate. They wouldn't be throwing spikes at them. The spikes would be putting up as a barrier.
Anyway, go on.
Okay, so I thought, you know what? Because I'm in a camp where I'm not a big fan of Christmas.
Scrooge!
No. I'm not a Scrooge. I think the fact that they started advertising Christmas in the beginning of September of this year is ridiculous.
Okay, let me pitch in. I
that
do
is
agree
ridiculous.
that. Okay,
So do I.
When I was at my nan's the day after the convention, I went into like a Tops or something. I think it's like a Poundland kind of thing, and they had Minions advent calendars. And my first reaction was, it was just like Tony's reaction is of what is this? Tell me, please.
Dude, the earliest Christmas advert I've ever seen was in like July, I believe.
Oh my god.
Yeah, seriously. And I was just like, there's half a year left.
Look, if we're celebrating Christmas in July, it can't be long until we're celebrating Halloween in January, so it's not all bad.
Anyway,
Stop
continue.
bringing Todd up.
Continue, good sir.
Incidentally, you two were massive jerks because I wanted to say something at the very start of this, but I didn't get the opportunity to.
Sorry,
Oh,
alright.
alright, okay.
Try and I shut up.
Okay. Edit this in at the very beginning, right? What is this? A crossover episode?
Oh, I get that reference. And then I did some weird crying noise. It'd be on the... Don't know why I do those. Every day, I said this to Harry. At random moments when he just starts to film me, I'll either make some long, droning, strange noise or act like I'm, being sucked into the underworld.
Yeah, you do that.
Like,
For some
I
reason.
remember, I think it was one of your first, one of the first couple year in review things I was actually in. I think it was the 4th or something, the 4th of January, where you came in and you were like, "Hey, Kai, what are we doing?" And just out of nowhere, I went, "Hee." And I was like, "We're gonna go get your lunch." Continue. Why you were being heartless, told the kid.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't tell a kid. I told a class of 30 kids.
Oh.
What?
Ripping the bandage off them all.
Yeah, of course. I mean, these kids, and I know this sounds very weird considering I'm probably younger than both of you, but kids these days really get my goat up.
Your goat up? I never heard that saying before.
What, you've never heard this? Get your goat up.
No, I've never had to lift a goat anywhere.
Bloody, you kids, you bloody teenagers.
Oh, you Brits.
I mean, I don't know if we can say this or not, but I am basically a 40-year-old man trapped in a 17-year-old's body.
Right.
You're trans age.
Yes, I'm trans age.
All I've got to say that is, oh, there goes Mr. Humbug. There goes Mr. Grimm. If it gave prize for being mean, the winner would be him.
No, hey.
Old Steven, he loves his money because he thinks it gives him power. If he became a flavor, you can bet he would be sour. Yuck!
There's a fundamental difference between being a heartless Scrooge and ruining Christmas, and
I don't think
being
there
the
is.
kind noble soul who is the only person to tell the truth to kids.
You're like, I'm gonna tell all these kids that Santa's not real, may as well rip off like the plaster just beforehand. I imagine going up to some kind of like 3-year-old and being like, "You're gonna die someday," and they're like, "Okay." I was gonna just sit in the ice cream, but I'm existential crisis.
Yeah, I actually have said to kids, you're gonna die. You're gonna die one day. Nobody's gonna remember you.
Oh my god, that's worse than the Christmas thing.
This is at a Christmas party, and I had loads of little cousins. I have loads of little cousins for some reason,
Really?
and they were all bothering me because I'm one of the oldest cousins I have.
They're
I have.
bothering you, so you told them that they're going to die soon.
Oh, hear me out. This is in a big, what I like to call the family house. This is where we all gather once a year to celebrate. And there are loads of people in there. There are at least 45 people in this house at any one time. And yes, shut up, Harry. Yeah, so all 45 of us are in the house. And all these little kids were just harassing me. And they were all, "Oh, tell a story, Stephen, tell a story. And I was
You're
like,
going
okay.
to die.
No, I didn't say that straight away. I started telling a proper story, and they said, "No, tell a scary story. Tell a scary story." And I thought, okay, you want a scary story? I'll give you a scary story. Well, one day, you guys are all going to be worm food. Nobody's ever going to remember you after about 20 or 30 years' time, and you will all have lived unimportant lives, forgotten by all.
What the...
There, is that a scary story for you?
haven't
And,
had that.
sorry?
I imagine one of the kids is sat there like, "Oh god, next he's going to tell Santa ain't real," and then you just sit there and you just wink at them. You're like, "Well," and they're like, "Oh no."
Were you
know,
having a
like-
bad day, Stephen?
One kid's just rocking in the corner going, "It ain't real, it ain't real, it ain't real."
Yeah, like, Jesus Christ. I've heard of scaring kids because it's funny, but like,
Funny. It was hilarious.
I mean, like, there's a difference between telling them a ghost story and telling them about the inevitable consequence of their futility.
That's arguably all a ghost story is.
I imagine in Stephen's mind, he's like, "Well, the ghost is a dead person, and if they're okay to accept that ghosts are dead people, then it should be okay to know that people die. So, hey kids, you're all gonna die. Nobody will remember you."
Exactly.
That is sound.
Yeah, thanks, Kai.
I
See,
have-
Harry, this is why I like Kai so much. Kai agrees with me on these things.
Because you're both fucking sociopathic.
Says you, mister, I don't understand how a rat functions.
Oh, please don't get into this again.
I don't understand how a rat functions. They're weird.
Oh no, can I leave for a bit, please?
Yeah, sure, go on. I'm gonna
I'll-
shit Harry.
Alright, Harry, just
Yeah?
because you're so offended by the rap thing, I want you to argue your point back in the most annoying Irish accent you can. Alright.
Oh, goody.
I mean, What part do you not understand?
I don't understand how a feckin' wrap is fucking just wrapped up and it's got all this gooey stuff in, and you try and stuff it in your mouth and you just like, oh, it's just gross and horrible, and it's just, oh god, I hate it.
Don't stuff it all in your mouth at once. You take it one bite at a time.
Like, that doesn't make sense because like it gets all gooey in on your fingers.
Yeah, no, not if you squeeze it too hard, it does. But if you just cradle it,
Where's the line, Stephen? Where's the line?
the line is when it's getting all gooey, that's too far. But when you're just holding the wrap bit and it's not dribbling out, then it's not. Then it's fine.
But you can't avoid it. I've tried before. Like, just eat it normally. It's impossible.
Next when I come up, probably in January, I'll show you how to eat a wrap.
I refuse.
I will. All right. All right. How about this? We'll do a happy compromise. I'll feed you a wrap and show you how it's done.
What do you mean you'll feed me a wrap?
I mean, I will hold a wrap in front of your mouth and you will eat it.
No!
Why not?
That's weird, dude.
Hey. We could do a lot weirder things. Frankly, on the scale of weirdness, this is at the very bottom. No, because I refuse to accept and don't understand how wraps work. I refuse to accept that.
Why?
Because how can something which is so universally accepted not make sense to one person?
Because it doesn't. People are different, Stephen.
There is a difference between being different and being weird.
I don't know what you mean. I'm not being weird. Shut up.
Look, at least you don't eat pizza with a fork.
I don't eat pizza, full stop.
Oh yeah, you don't eat pizza, dude. It's because it's the same as the wrap, isn't it? You don't understand it.
No, I find pizza gross.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, like a wrap up here, like it may be like a really nice tasting wrap, but if I can't understand it, I'm gonna throw it away.
That's basically my logic when it comes to Twin Peaks, to be honest.
Oh, fuck you.
Hey, remember when I said eating a wrap is like watching the last two episodes of Twin Peaks at the same time for it to make sense? But then it turned out that the last two episodes of Twin Peaks weren't meant to be watched at the same time, and that was just a shit rumor made up by disappointed fans because they wanted to enjoy a shit finale.
It wasn't a shit finale. It was incredibly enjoyable.
Yeah, incredibly enjoyable is code word for shit.
I don't know what you mean. It was really enjoyable.
Yeah, really enjoyable is what I would call a shitty Doctor Who story.
Learn Lynch,
I would
Stephen.
call it good
Learn
Doctor Who.
Lynch.
Oh, fuck off with the
No,
learn Lynch.
you forgot learn Lynch, right? You're not meant to enjoy it. You're meant to appreciate it.
Yeah, okay. I will happily accept that. Twin Peaks is not meant to be enjoyed. It's meant to be appreciated. Like a painting in a gallery. It's meant to be appreciated but not enjoyed.
It's art. I mean, like, well, seasons 1 and 2 you can very much enjoy. Like season 3 is just to observe and just be like, the hell are you on?
Up until the killer is revealed, I loved Twin Peaks, but everything after that was just not very good in my opinion.
But Little Nicky.
Oh, screw Little Nicky.
What do you mean, screw Little Nicky? Little Nicky is awesome.
Screw Little Nicky. Screw the Ben Horn Civil War subplot.
Hey,
all the
right?
shit excuses.
You could talk shit about Little Nicky, but don't you dare just talk shit about Benjamin Bourne winning the Bivol Ball.
Oh god. The moment when Twin Peaks went down in my estimation was the moment when everybody had said goodbye to everybody else. All the plot threads were wrapped up in a nice neat bow. I was satisfied with how it ended. Everybody else was satisfied with how it ended. But then a random Canadian comes in and says, oh, sorry, we have about another 20 episodes we still have to fill up. So I'm just going to keep you here, okay?
All I heard was a random Canadian shows up.
Sorry,
yeah, we're talking Twin Peaks now and about how terrible it is.
We got from raps to somehow to Twin Peaks.
How?
I don't know.
Because I was explaining, because before, when the last two episodes of Twin Peaks went out, there was a rumor that you had to watch both of the last two episodes at the same time for it to make sense. And I used this as an example to explain to Harry how raps work, where it's not meant you can enjoy both on their own, but if you have the filling and the rap together, then it all makes sense. But then it turned out that the whole thing about watching the last two episodes of Twin Peaks at the same time was complete bollocks made up by fans because they were disappointed with how shit the Twin Peaks finale was.
We weren't disappointed. We learned to appreciate it. Lynch, Stephen.
We, Harry, we.
What do you mean we?
We Twin Peaks fans. I watched Twin Peaks for longer than you, which I still think is hilarious.
I watched it in a shorter time span.
Really? You watched it in a shorter time span?
Yeah, Sam and I watched it all week.
Yeah, that's depressing, is what that is.
Not depressing. We got like 3 seasons done.
Yeah.
As I quote, you got your peaks on.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I still think it's depressing that somebody who you've never met before in real life, somebody who you've been friends with for ages, and somebody you're very good friends with, and all you do is watch Twin Peaks for a week.
We got drunk as well.
Yes, so wholesome. So happy and wholesome.
In fact, here's a story for the podcast. Like, Stephen will know this, but Kai won't know this.
Ooh, juicy information.
When Thomas and Sam were up,
I'm sure they were all the time behind you.
Huh?
I'm sure they were around you. Wink, wink.
But no, like when they were up north, they like we all went to the pub, and the finale of Doctor Who series 10 had just recently aired, and
Just recently aired. It was 2 months old by then.
was it 2 months old? Oh no!
Yes.
Yeah, it was July, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right. Oh man. Anyway, fine. And still, I still count it as recent. Anyway, like
This makes this story infinitely more sad, Kai.
Right. So essentially, we got really pissed, and like we started like making like loud, obnoxious Doctor Who jokes in the pub, and
As
so
you do.
like we were just saying like, "It's me, Naughty," and then like saying stuff like, "Do you want the good tea or the bad tea?" And then like and just going, "What's the difference? I got one good, one bad," and it just got slowly louder and louder and louder. Me and Sam kind of realised, oh wait, we're making a bit of a scene. Thomas didn't notice this, so like in the pub, like all the people around us started saying stuff like I could hear someone whisper, like, "Let's just keep on saying the same jokes all like over and over. They're not even funny." And, like, yeah, and like they started some people across the thing just like said to Thomas, "Are you a Doctor Who fan?" and stuff, obviously taking the piss. And Thomas just went, "Why, yes, I'm a Doctor Who fan." And Stephen will know that like he's a bigger fan than me at this point. Like, and like he's at the point where like if anybody like he thinks everybody is on the same level as him, and if people aren't on the same level as him, he views them as like subhuman.
Cough,
Yeah.
you Rick and Morty fan. I'm kidding.
Yeah, but like he just kind of got into like a 10-minute conversation with him. So Sam and I eventually had to kind of drag him away. And on the way home, we kind of we got even more drunk, and then realised, oh wait, we've left his phone at the pub. So we had to return to the pub and talk to the people who had previously ridiculed us in regards to getting Thomas' phone back. And then Thomas started talking to them again. So Sam and I had to literally drag him away. And then we just made a bunch of references on the way home, like collapsing on a grass hill, and then we decided to go on a park and just like cuddle up on a swing and watch the stars. It was really nice.
I imagine it's the same kind of situation of getting in a strop with someone like in person, like walking away and then realizing you've forgotten your bag. You go to that kind of really sad walk where you go back and you're like, "Oh, sorry, bye."
Well, that's what me and Sam were like.
Wait, so was Tom your bag then in this situation?
Tom, yes, essentially. Oh, bless him.
You want to know what the saddest part of all about that story is?
What?
There was originally meant to be a fourth person there, wasn't there, Harry?
Oh, shut up, Stephen. There wasn't enough room.
No, here's a fun fact for you, Kai. Because coincidentally, around that very same week, I was planning on coming over to the UK to visit Thomas.
Didn't know that. Thomas didn't tell me until like he'd confirmed.
But look, I was planning on coming up that week, and I had made that very clear to both of you that I was planning on coming up. If not that week, then in and around that week anyway. And I think, it was a bit rude of neither of you to say, which week are you coming over, Stephen? And B, the fact that when I said, "Oh, well, I can just come up there, can't I?" And Harry made up excuses.
I
for me
didn't
not
make
to
up
come there.
excuses. We weren't allowed more than 2 people. Right?
Yeah, there's a difference between that and, I can't even remember what you said now, but you made up some really, really pathetic you. And it really...
I'll sit.
Yeah, that's the story of the week that I was supposed to come up and, visit my friends. But then I was cruelly shot down by Mr. Gibson.
You weren't cruelly shot down.
For a moment
I was
there,
very
for a
shot
moment
down.
there,
I was great that week
for a
because
moment
I was
there,
all...
For a moment there, I thought you were going to refer to him as Mr. Gimp, but then I realised that's the Doctor Who superhero guy, isn't it, from the Christmas special?
Gimp man.
Wait, I remember you saying, Stephen, that you were going to be coming down over to the UK at some point.
Yeah.
recently.
Next time I'm over is last week, is Halloween week.
Ooh.
And I'm actually with Mr. Thomas Banks.
Let's have a look at this, actually. The Halloween week.
So it's the 28th of October to the 4th of November.
Alright.
And after that, and I think I've already told you about this, Kai, but I'm planning on coming over in the first week of January. And I'm planning on coming up north.
Up north.
Up north. We are going to the north.
I am like you do a terrible Northern English accent.
Oh, I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Me?
Yep.
Yeah, well, no.
You want to hear me do a Northern accent? Okay.
Come on.
I don't even want
Okay.
to.
Okay.
When was the last time you would act like-
I'll give you a sentence to say.
Okay.
Come on, channel your inner Chuckle Brother.
Okay. Hello, Barry.
What was that?
That was Chuckle Brothers.
Say
That
this.
wasn't the Chuckle Brothers.
Say this.
Okay.
I'm going down to Chippy for some chips and gravy.
I'm going down to the Chippy for some chips and gravy.
Oh, he's
No,
already
no.
failed. He's already failed.
It's not. All right, he wasn't doing a Sylvester McCoy impression. He was doing an impression of someone from the North.
Okay,
No, if I was McCoy, I would do it like this. I'm going down to the Chippy to get some chips and gravy.
You can't roll your ass for shit.
I know, Harry, I know.
Okay,
I'm working on it, okay?
Okay, right. So try and say again. I'm going down to Chippy for some chips and gravy.
I'm going down to Chippy for some chips and gravy.
What was the two? Chippy.
I don't
I'm
understand.
going
Right.
to
Okay.
some chips and gravy.
Okay, so I'll give you that though, that our accent does change a bit. Like with certain words pairing the, to, the, and the place, we can either go going down shop or down to shop.
I'm
So
going down to
basically just saying the word tut. Going down to shop.
the Crimson Horror.
What's with the rolling R though? I don't understand.
I can't do. See, the thing is, at the moment, my voice is very strange because I've had a sore throat all week, so I can't roll my R's for shit today.
Plus you've been talking with us for an hour and 42 minutes about nonsense.
It hasn't been nonsense. I enjoyed that Big the Cat discussion. Thank you very much.
We should go and sell some ice cream, Barry.
Oh, hi,
Tomato.
Kai. Have you not seen the? Oh, Harry, please tell me you've said Kai the best episode of Chuckle Vision.
No, I'll let
I've
you do it.
seen every episode of Chucklevision.
Same. Not a day goes. I literally watch an episode of Chuckle Vision every day, and I have the Chuckle Vision soundtrack downloaded. on my phone.
One of my uncles looks exactly like Barry. Yeah.
Okay, Kai,
Google.
you've been on a Chuckle Vision. Do you remember Ice Cream Man?
Oh,
Well,
God.
it's an episode where the Chuckle brothers set up an ice cream stall, but it slowly devolved into a parody of The Godfather. For some reason.
And talk about the best frame that was ever put on television ever.
Okay. The best bit of the thing has to be the Chuckle brothers have set up their ice cream stall, but they've been kicked out by big business ice cream men who are Italian. And the Italian says, "Oh, I know a much better location where you will get much better customers." And so we cut to a close-up of Barry and Paul with their ice cream stall. And, "Oh, we're not getting any customers today, Barry." "Oh, you're sure right there, Paul." And then it cuts out to where they are, and they're outside a nuclear power station.
It was your cover photo for a while, wasn't it, Steve?
Yeah, it was
You
my
know-
cover photo for a while. And actually, I want to make that my cover photo again now, just because I love that frame so much of the Chuckle Brothers, and they're both so colourful against just a harsh grey industrial nuclear power plant.
You know what I really want to see? I want to see a Chucklevision and Brum crossover.
Oh, I've never heard of Brum.
Oh,
Yeah,
you are in
what's
for a treat.
Brum?
Put it this way, in one episode, in order to save the day, Brum, who is a magical car, outran a Boeing 747 plane.
Yeah, I remember that.
Isn't Brum basically Betsy?
Kind of like that. Like, imagine a mini Bessie but with a face.
Okay.
You've gone quiet.
So, imagine a mini Bessie with a face. That's Steve Brum. I'm gonna try and find the picture of.
Yeah, fine, Harry. Go through my cover photos and find it. Actually, I have it saved on my phone. What the hell am I saying? I'll send it to him.
All right, send.
I pray I still have it saved, because it's not one of those things that you forget. The photo of the Chuckle brothers outside a nuclear power station selling ice cream. Like, honestly, words cannot do justice how beautiful this picture is. Diddle-diddle-doo. Look. Oh, excuse me. I have loads of photos of me on a bus for some reason. Diddle-diddle-doo. Diddle-diddle-doo. You can talk about something else while I'm doing this, by the way.
And just for nostalgia reasons, I'm gonna send you both. Yeah, I'll put it up as well of Brum out running a plane. It's so funny.
It is.
Oh, damn.
Like this little car is like little like.
I love
lovely.
I love the little the proper harsh shaky cam as well. Alright, Stephen, I've sent you it.
I love the
Oh,
sound.
damn. I don't have the photo of the chuckles outside the nuclear power station, but I do have the second best frame from that story. Oh my god! Here, okay, Kai. This is the second best frame from that story, right? From that Chuckle Brothers story with the ice cream. Just look at this and put it up in the podcast as well, so everyone knows.
I remember that.
The photo. You remember when Barry has the buckets of ice cream in his hand at the bus stop, and it's melting in his hand?
Yeah, well, it just keeps up. Like it's very obviously an adult reference.
Oh god, Harry sent me this nuclear one. Oh, I remember these episodes so much. I used to watch them whenever I went up to my nan's. Because she, like, it brings back nostalgia. She used to have one of those. She used to have one of those beds which was had like a remote control on it, and you could like pop that up. And I remember specifically sitting down on there watching Button Moon and Chucklevision.
I used to watch Chucklevision every morning before I went to school, and I swear to God, I love Chucklevision so much. Actually, oh sorry, you go on.
I remember specifically buying a Cornetto to sit and watch that nuclear power station episode.
Oh, it's not even the ice cream episode, is it? It's the nuclear power station episode.
That's what I refer.
Oh, it's so beautiful. But no, here's a fun fact for you. I know, or at least I used to be quite good friends with somebody who works for a certain Big Finish audio productions.
Just for anyone who doesn't know, Big Finish is an audio company that makes Doctor Who audios and also Blake Seven or other audio.
Yeah, thank you, Seven, Harry. That's why I like you.
That's
That is the only reason.
Yes, that is the only reason.
If that tie is cut, I'm gone.
yeah, go on.
But this person, who I'm not going to name for reasons of for reasons of personal,
For reasons of anemone.
for reasons of that, I'm not going to name him. But he also happens to be a big Chucklevision fan, and I casually suggested to him because there are a bunch of Chuckle Brothers stage plays that were made back in around 2005ish, and no recordings of these exist. The scripts all still exist though, and I just happened to suggest to him, why don't? But I just happened to suggest to him that he get the Chuckle Brothers in, and they do a series of the missing adventures of Chucklevision.
Oh god.
What? It wouldn't work on audio though. All the comedy's visual.
No, but you say that, but I mean, I don't know. I think it's a good idea.
I mean, like obviously, like there'd be, like there is a lot of vocal humor and stuff, but it's not all visual. But like, it'd be kind of weird just listening to Paul and Barry just go hello, like, on audio, not being able to see like their weird, clueless faces.
Who do you feel most sympathetic?
I don't know, Paul. I think because he tries his best and he's so confident, but he's always foiled.
Yeah, he thinks he's gonna go do. You'll get taken. Not that great. He's like, oh. I love chocolate.
Ow.
Oh my god.
What?
No, just something that somebody sent to me. Hang on. No, just ignore me.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I got sent a photograph.
I know.
What were you sent?
It's a mutual friend of ours doing a dance.
Oh.
It's Liam. He was in the video. As long as I give you this picture, if you blur out his face,
Will do.
put this on. It's correct.
Uh,
Yeah, just blur out his face, fine.
Oh, it's that guy.
Yeah.
Do you want me to blur out the name as well? Like the
no,
surname.
the name. Surname is it.
You're quiet again, Harry.
Said you can keep the name. His surname isn't revealed.
eggs.
Kia. I remember him because he was on one of the review things when he was overconfident with his filming, and the guy in the background was like, "It's not filmed," and he's like, "Oh yeah, we've got this right there. It's not filmed. So we've got everything done." It's like, I'm not sure if it's even filmed.
Yeah, no, it wasn't as well because you could very much tell the.
Yeah, the camera made the little tink sound. I immediately remember because I have an old camcorder that makes that sound when you try and record something, then battery's too low, so it goes, "Hey, you can't record something." Yeah. I was just like, "Oh no." Yeah, has anyone got it? Go on.
No, sorry, I just remembered. Remember that conversation we were having earlier on about voice clips in games?
Yeah.
I've just remembered what my favourite voice clip in any game ever is.
Go on.
Oh no.
It's Mario Party 1, and it's Wario when he loses a mini game. Because this was at a time when Wario had a German voice actor, and he says,
Wait,
Why
what?
did you laugh so?
"No, I missed," and it's so funny.
I think
Oh
one of
God,
my
yeah, I'm gonna find it. I think I found it.
I think one of my favourites, which is also a Wario line, is from Smash Bros, where he's on his motorbike and he just goes, "Oh."
Go.
So
Both of the Wah brothers have such hilarious voice clips.
Waluigi's sexiest Mario character, hands
Yes.
down.
Waluigi number wiener.
I think I know why Waluigi's probably one of my favourite Mario characters because one of my favourite courses on Mario Kart DS, Waluigi. Oh, it was.
Oh man.
Wah.
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 I'm Waluigi. I'm the wiener.
Have
Waluigi
you
number wiener.
Have you seen in Mario Strikers where his victory dances and like pointing to his crotch?
Oh yes. I love it.
Have you seen that, Harry?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Isn't it that the dog suck it pose? Where he's not pointing, he's gesturing. He's gesturing towards his crotch repeatedly. What about one of the recent Mario Golf games from the 3DS, where his victory pose is him grabbing the camera and snapping his fingers in a really, really faux erotic way, like, oh yeah, baby, I'm the winner.
Oh god. Waluigi is still hands down best Mario character.
Yeah, I love the image of like big, lank, disgusting, hairy man. Mario, okay.
Hang on, I think I have a GIF of. And let me carry to say something about that. I think I have a GIF of Waluigi doing the crotch thing.
Oh god.
Okay, hang on. Waluigi.
Mario Strikers was a really odd game because I remember getting it when I first got my Wii. That and Smash Bros.
Waluigi know how to please the ladies. Waluigi always number one. Waluigi very passionate about his
We can't forget about Wah Peach.
Waluigi, I love Waluigi.
Peach the mustache.
Have you heard about Waluigi, Steve?
No, I don't think so, actually.
Okay, right. Don't tell me, right? What do you think, Waluigi?
You going quiet.
What do you think, Waluigi?
The evil Peach.
You'd be right there, but how do you think she'd look?
Somehow I imagine her being bright green.
Put that up, Kai.
Like vomit.
You imagine her being bright green, do you?
Yeah, bright vomit day glow green.
Now I can't wait for the cackle to happen for this one because it is cackling you.
Okay.
Send him that
So-
image, Harry.
Why have we become renowned as tackler? I don't understand this.
Yeah. Before I reveal it, I should tell Stephen that in Mario Tennis, obviously, Mario and Luigi had a counterpart. But Mario Tennis being, I believe, Waluigi's first game, and they also wanted to introduce a counterpart for Peach, but they decided against.
Yeah.
They decided against. What?
No, sorry, you go on.
Yeah, they decided against it later on because they realised that what is this design? Like,
Send it to me as
no
well.
joke. Yeah, no joke. This is the official canon design of what Waluigi would have looked like.
Oh, God. See, I've heard of Waluigi, but I've never actually seen her. But I have heard of her. Oh, please tell me it's bright green. No, it wouldn't be bright Luigi.
I'm sending it to you.
Oh God, Froggy sent a photo. By the way, Kai, in our fecast, he's Froggy and I'm Big the Cat.
Oh.
I just thought I'd point that out.
Yeah.
So Froggy sent me a photo. Oh.
The more you look at it, the more disturbed you get.
That was the official design they were going to use.
Why do our eyebrows just kind of stop?
I don't know.
No, you're lying to me. You're lying to me. That's not an official design.
Okay, I'll show you where I got it from. Hold on. Exactly.
No. Fine. Faggot to the spotted dick, fine. But that, no.
Proved.
No, that's a lie. It's a lie.
Send me the proof too, Harry.
Well, thank you for the proof, Kai.
You will. See, when I first saw this, I was like, it's Mario. What can you expect?
No, that can't be the official design because that's from a later artwork of Peach.
That's what the design was.
No, it can't be because, well, no, that has to be a mock-up. That can't be real.
Oh,
I refuse to accept that. I'll the character. No, there's no way that can be real.
It's real.
Why is she the same color then?
I don't know.
No, that's not real. That can't be real.
It's real.
Lie escape. Anyway.
It's the same way that's not real.
Alright then, Harry gone quiet again. I think if there's nothing else people want to add on, I think that's a good place to
I don't have anything to add. Does Stephen have anything to add?
Do you mind if during that part in the podcast I put a little gif of a chainsaw? This reminds me of when in the Simpsons movie when Homer pretended to have a chainsaw to hack the people's arms off. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Harry hates this movie, incidentally.
I don't hate the Simpsons movie. Right. My
said
stance.
it.
I will tell you what my actual stance on the Simpsons is. Seasons 1 to 8, I adore. Like season 8 is where it started to go a bit wrong, but still, there are parts of season 8 that are still really good.
Yeah.
Seasons 9 to 11, I find all right. Seasons 12 onwards, there's some good episodes, but they're very rare and far between. That's when Zombie Simpsons era started, and it just ended up.
It's kind of like the way SpongeBob's work. I said this in my year in review today. How SpongeBob did the same thing, where it had good episodes, started with really really good episodes, and then the movie happened. Then there was some decent ones, and then it's just drivel that's trying to appeal to stuff that's happening in the world. Same with Simpsons. I feel the SpongeBob continuity should have ended with the movie. The same with the Simpsons.
Definitely. Yeah, I think the Simpsons had a perfect place to end with the movie. I think the movie was the last it was during Zombie Simpsons era that it aired, but I liked it. I thought it had a lot of good humor, and I enjoyed it. But ever since the Simpsons movie, the Simpsons has become incredibly self-referential, and
they did an episode about Pokemon Go about a year after Pokemon Go was
I mean, Harry and I were discussing this one night because Harry's not seen most of the recent episodes, but I unfortunately have had to sit through some of the most recent episodes, and there are literally some recent episodes where whole bits of the episode are just lifted from classic episodes. There are whole scenes lifted from other episodes.
I love the old episodes for the main reason that Homer felt like Homer should. Nowadays he's just he's begotten nowadays more of the dad. You know, he doesn't have that charm of him being dumb anymore.
See, the problem. Go on. Yeah, I'll let you finish first.
One of my favourite episodes is like I said to Harry, is either the one where he gets the giant sandwich and just has it for days, or the one where
I love that.
Or I'm not sure if it's a modern episode or whether it's an old one where he gets the crayon taken out of his brain.
Yeah.
Or the fat Homer one.
What'd you say, Stephen?
I said that was a real heartwarming episode.
Yeah, I love one of my favourite Homer moments is the one where he gets the sugar. He's guarding sugar, and he's first you get the sugar, then you get the women.
I just love in the sandwich episode, Marge starts to notice that it's going all groggy, and she's like, Marge, I need a moment alone with the sandwich. He just puts it in the bin. He puts it in the bin. How could I stay mad at you? And she just slaps it back and he goes, oh.
Yeah, the main problem with The Simpsons is the fact that when it aired, when it first aired, so in December of 1989, it was parodying a genre that previously had been prevalent in society. So it was a satire of the sitcom where everything's resolved nicely in the end. It's about good people with good morals. The Simpsons shook things up a bit and was just these are flawed people who are quite questionable in a lot of ways, but they're more real. It took a more kind of, I guess and you're gonna just be like, what here, Kai? But I guess it kind of introduced postmodernism into cartoons. A little bit.
I'd argue that it did, because it deconstructed meaning, and it played on the tropes of the time. But slowly but surely, as The Simpsons became more and more popular, it changed the way that TV was airing things. So people were trying to be the next Simpsons, as opposed to what The Simpsons was initially trying to be, which was just its own unique thing that was separate from the curve. So it ran out of things to satire, it ran out of things to satire. And as a result, it ended up becoming a satire of the things that it itself inspired, stuff like Family Guy and stuff.
As I quote Family Guy when Peter said, "We act like we didn't take that much from The Simpsons, but we took a lot from The Simpsons."
I'd argue most animation, most TV series nowadays owe a lot to The Simpsons.
Yeah, it basically it redefined the whole idea of a family sitcom.
Yeah, exactly.
it introduced cynicism into sitcom. But
Like, it is some of the particularly the early episodes are very grounded in reality, and some of them are actually really depressing. Like, sorry,
I was agreeing with you. I was saying, oh yeah.
there's in the third episode or the fourth episode, Homer tries to kill himself because he gets fired from his job, and he tries to kill himself because he's so depressed because he's out of work. That's brutal for an animated. Like, there have been many animated shows that have been quite depressing and quite nihilistic. And I'm choosing my words very carefully, because if you listen to those two words, you should know immediately what two shows I'm talking about. But as far as I'm aware, none of them show any of the characters trying to kill themselves.
Well, you say two shows, like one of them obviously being Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Is the other one BoJack?
Yes.
I haven't seen BoJack yet, but I want to.
Yeah. Well, this isn't a spoiler. I don't think BoJack tries to kill himself at any point, does he?
No, he doesn't.
No.
Because I went in kind of with the expectation that because you were telling me, each season finale gets more and more depressing, and I genuinely thought for a while that one of the season finales would be him trying to kill himself.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, some of the depressing shit that happens to, like, honestly, you need to watch this, Kai. Like, it.
Yeah, you do.
How many seasons is there?
4.
How many episodes per season?
13. No, 12.
No, there's 13 in season 1, and the rest are 12.
Yeah.
But like it's one of the most honest shows I've ever watched.
I love that though. How it's one. People said it's one of the most honest shows, and yet it's quite literally a man with a horse head.
No, that put me off for a long time, because I thought, Harry says it's one of the most down to earth things he's ever watched, but it has a fucking horse as the main character. I don't believe him. But then I just sat down and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a chance, and I loved it. I loved it so much.
I love that contrast though.
Straight out of the horse's mouth.
Straight out.
Exactly. I just love that though, how it's a contrast. It's like something looks visually silly, but it's incredibly sad.
Well,
it's like a clown.
Yeah.
I think like cartoons nowadays, especially like animation, like has this down to a T. Like, weird is the new brilliant. Like, it doesn't necessarily matter that their ideas don't seem to make much sense when you first look at them, because they are grounded, like they're given thought and stuff into it. Like, unlike The Simpsons, which has it's a very cynical deconstruction of what makes a family sitcom. Like, in a way, it's very kind of postmodern. Like, cartoons like Adventure Time, Steven Universe.
Good series.
I'd even probably argue BoJack to an extent, like a kind of more transmodern. Like, they're going towards a little combination of both, established themes and like weird stuff. It's not just the weird stuff. If it was just the weird stuff without actual grounded characters and a direction, then it wouldn't be as impactful.
Yeah, if it's... Oh, sorry, no, you go on, Kai.
I was just say I love how it's always the latter end of the podcast when we all start having the decent conversations about film and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, like, I think these days having weird for the sake of weird just doesn't cut it anymore. Like, you could have weird for the sake of weird back in the 90s and to an extent in the early 2000s. But these days, having weird just for the sake of being weird just doesn't cut it anymore. If you have something weird, there either has to be a reason for it, or it has to be super grounded in reality, so that the weirdness doesn't seem weird. With BoJack, it's so grounded in reality that there are times when you forget you're watching talking animals, and that is kind of, for me, that's the genius of it, because it's apart from the occasional incredibly bad pun involving animals, like, it's never mentioned the fact that most of the cast are talking animals.
Is there any humans in it, or is it just?
Yeah, there are humans in it. And actually, my current profile picture at the moment, Kai?
Yeah.
That's me as a character from BoJack Horseman, my favourite character, who I love.
Have a crush on Todd.
Yes, I have a crush on Todd because he's so cute.
He is adorable.
He's so cute. I just want to cuddle him all day and all night.
Yeah, but I love
DS.
What?
Playing on a DS.
Yeah, he plays on a DS in a couple of episodes. Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah, of course, Harry. Did you not notice this?
I've only watched through it once.
Right. Well, yeah, in some of the early episodes, he plays a DS.
It's a baseball.
I didn't know. But yeah, I love some of the weird. I'm not going to spoil bits for it because I want Kai to actually go into it blind. mind. But one thing, it's not really a spoiler, it's just more like a visual gag to look out for. The animals, though they act like humans and do human things, they still act like their respective animals. So, like, fish still have, like, underwater societies, and, like birds can still fly, but, like, they've got human shapes.
Yeah, like it's just so hilarious watching just basically a human but with a bird head just fly off just by flapping its arms.
Yeah.
Kai's nervous laughter as he has no idea what's going on.
I have no idea.
What shows do you think like really good, Kai, like animated wise?
Steven Universe is good. Gravity Falls, definitely. Harry knows that.
Gravity Falls is a masterpiece.
Have you seen Gravity Falls, Steven?
Yes, I have.
What do you think?
Well, I've seen a couple of episodes. Yeah, I did enjoy it very much from what I've seen.
I'm Bill Cipher.
Yeah, I love Bill. Dipper and Mabel, just such compelling characters.
Just not with Mabel. I just love. One of my mates did like a fan animation, and it's just Bill Cipher having an argument with himself at the door.
I am incredibly lonely.
I've seen that animation. Like, that guy does an incredible Bill Cipher impression.
Yeah. For some reason, I've started drawing Sonic, and I don't know. I think I need to stop.
No, don't draw Sonic. Draw the best Sonic character.
Who's that, Stephen?
It's Knuckles, obviously.
Oh
Down
no.
straight. Yeah, draw Knuckles.
Oh no. Should I draw him failing to keep hold of the Master Emerald, as per usual?
Yeah, do it.
Yes. Oh.
Do it, and like regardless of whether or not we end the podcast here or end it later, since you'll be done by the time that you're done, just like put it up now.
Okay.
So we're giving future Kai so much to do.
I forget. Do Knuckles' eyes connect like Sonic does?
Yeah, all of them do.
Yeah.
Apart from Big, I don't think Big's eyes connect, do they?
Yeah, Big is unique because he actually has proper eyes. He has big, bright yellow eyes.
Should I draw Butt Sonic Kaboom?
Yeah, I love that. I have this image in my mind of an unmade, like Sonic at the Olympic Games for that year, and just one of the referees going up to the Sonic crew and going, "Sorry, Sonic, we have to disqualify your crew due to some suspicious design changes in your characters." And he goes, "What? No, these are legitimate design changes." Big bulky Knuckles just turns up and goes, "Oh God."
Put that up too.
Yeah, that's pretty much Knuckles in Sonic Boom.
I've ever watched. I've ever seen.
Do you know what's even weirder though?
What?
One of the pictures in the related images is this. And put that up as well, please, Kai. Thank you. I don't get it.
What the hell is that?
Well, I don't know, but it's by Darkness the Hedgehog. It must be super edgy.
All the families are so weird.
He's gothic, real time, Darkness the Hedgehog.
Oh, not that, please, Harry.
What?
The scientifically accurate thing of Sonic.
I know. I was doing the Sat.am thing.
Have you seen the scientifically accurate Sonic?
Yes, I have.
No, I haven't, but I have seen things like scientifically accurate Goombas and stuff, which are really creepy.
Alright, I think it probably, unless you've got anything else to say, it's probably time to stop.
I've only got this one image to say, and then that's it.
Okay, let's have a look at this image, shall we? Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Oh, ew!
Jesus Christ.
Ew!
Can you slowly zoom in on that?
Yes, I can.
I can't look at that. I'm sorry. I'd rather look at Waru Peachy.
Kai, can you zoom in on the the right stain that's there?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Stain on the right. Can you there's like a dot there?
Uh-huh.
Can you zoom in on that little dot, please?
Yeah.
In fact, now that you're at the little dot, can you pan up slightly to Peach's underboob, to the piece of chicken?
Oh God. Oh,
We're going to
Jesus
appreciate
Christ.
this piece of art in its entirety.
I've made Knuckles into a tree.
Put that up, Kai.
What?
Put the Knuckles tree up.
I will.
Is this whole conversation just going to be us sending each other random pictures?
That's generally what most conversations with Kai are like.
Yeah, just memes.
Hang on. I'll have to send this in the Skype chat because Messenger keeps opening and closing on me, so...
Why have you made Knuckles into a tree?
I don't know. Got no idea.
Unlike Sonic, he doesn't chuckle, Harry.
Unlike Sonic, he doesn't photosynthesize.
Isn't there an episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob just sits on the ground and says photosynthesis over and over again?
Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis.
I can't look
Check
in
the Skype chat.
Huh?
Skype chat. Look at it.
Glad I found you.
I love so much.
Alright, now we're going to play a game called The Ending Game. See who gets to have the last word, where we just yammer nonsense until I click stop.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Racism, racism, racism,
Oh,
racism,
in-
racism,
in
racism,
time.
racism, racism,
Harry
racism,
the
racism.
Hedgehog.